Hello everyone, it is Sue here. Welcome to my channel, Susan Hiles Creates. So today I'm so excited to start working in my December journal. Now it may look like this is more fall related, which it is, as opposed to Christmas. But I start my December journal or December daily with Thanksgiving. I almost always have done that. Like I'll have like 3 pages of Thanksgiving, and then I go directly into December. So for this slow stitch mini project, let me kind of move some of this so I can show you my thoughts, and then we'll kind of put one together ourselves. All right. So first of all, this is going to be the size and the fabric for my December journal. So all of the pages are going to be the same thing, same size, same fabric. All the pages will be the same. So I have a whole bunch of these squares and in the perfect colors for what I'm doing right now. So what I did was, well, I knew I wanted to do this where I would take the squares, because my plan is, and just so you know, I have a video coming out, I think tomorrow, Saturday, on where I'm at with my December journal. So I'm starting to get heavy into that because I need to have, well, I need to have it ready for the end of November. So it's getting close. But anyway, you can see that the size of these squares is kind of like perfect because I'm going to have, like, I want to still see the fabric of the page itself, right? Which is this. So I'm going to work on creating a bunch of these. I'm going to call them panels. So I'm going to do a bunch of panels. Well, I'm going to do 3 for Thanksgiving, which will be in the browns and oranges and that kind of thing. And then I'm going to make a bunch for Christmas, for December. I'm not going to be sewing them in or onto the pages until I actually use them, because so this is going to allow me to be flexible. I can select whatever panel I want to use for that particular day or event or whatever. And then I'll have the panels in order, and then I can sew them onto the pages. But I want the pages ready for that. Okay, so if you imagine this, right? So what I'm using, like well, not all of this, but some of this. So like this is, I'm pretty sure that this piece right here of fabric is from Janie. And I wanted to use, some of the fabrics that I recently received for the cluster swap. This piece right here is from my stash. So I'm going to be making a lot of pockets, belly bands, that kind of thing, because, so I'm going to have like a lot of paper in here, right? I'm going to have like receipts. I'm going to have pictures. I'm going to have journaling. So this is not a 100% fabric journal. I'm not, the pages will be, and the journal cover will be, but what goes into the pages, the pockets and whatever, is going to be paper, and that's a-okay. So I liked this. I thought that this fabric was super, super, super pretty. I'm trying to grab it. So I decided to use a piece of this, which is this right here. That's from my stash. And then I'm like, well, I definitely want to use some of the clusters, right? So, and this is from Jean from Homeschool Mom of Four. I'll have their links in my description box. And so I wanted to pull at least a piece of that in, and this is also from Jean. So I just have to be careful, right? Because if I'm going to sew stuff, let me remove the page because the page does not matter right now. I just wanted to show you, the end result, so to speak. So now I'm doing the composition, right, of the pages or of the panels. So, like, I really like this, like, actually just like this. I love it. But I have to think, well, this is a pocket, right? I'm going to want to put stuff in there. So how am I going to sew all this down? So what I could do is actually cut it right here and sew. Well, let me just do it. Let's just do it. I'm going to first pin this down so that that doesn't move. Then I'm going to look at this and I'm going to cut it right about here. Because I still want to be able to use the whole pocket. I don't care if you can see everything that's in the pocket. Because if I have like a receipt or something and it's hiding behind, or like part of it is hiding behind this cluster, I'm okay with that. I hope that makes sense. I wonder if there's a way I can explain that better. So say this was a receipt, right? And it went in here, but it was bigger. And part of it was hidden under this stuff here. That's a-okay. I'm fine with that. So then what I would do is, so this piece here, whoops, I'm going to pin. It's sticking to my fingers. I'm going to pin. You know what? I'm going to pin this all together. I'm going to pin that onto just the pocket. So I'm pinning it on the pocket, right? So this will get sewn onto the pocket. Then the pocket's going to get sewn on here on 3 sides, and this will get sewn up here so that it looks like it's one continuous piece, but it's not, right? Because I cut it, but you'll never know that because of the cluster. So see, I like that. I like that a lot. That's going to be my plan. So that's going to be one panel for Thanksgiving. All right, the next one, and we're going to definitely do one together where we're going to put the whole thing together. So this I believe is also from Janie, and this is the square that I'm starting with. So this is going to be another panel. I thought that this fabric was stunning. Then I had this fabric. This is my fabric. So I had a nice big piece of this brown, and it has like, I don't know. I like the design on it. It's simple, but it's, I don't know. I think it's festive looking. So again, another pocket, right? Let me get this straight. Okay. Then I have a cluster from Jovi and one from Janie that I want to put on here. So on this one, I think I'm going to sew this cluster on here. Oh, and there's something else I wanted to do. So we're going to play with that in a minute. And then this cluster from Jovi fits perfectly right there. So I'm going to put that one up here. And so what else I was thinking of doing is pulling in some lace or ribbon you know, something like that. Now, I don't want to go wild with this, like I do with like my pouches where I'm doing all the layering and like tons of stuff, right? I don't want to do that, but I would like to, like that, like look at that. Did you see that? Just by putting this one little piece here, I think it adds to that. And now that matches that. I like it. So just something simple like that, I like it very much. So I'm going to pin that down. I mean, I just pulled that out of my little bin and I just placed it there and I like it. So I'm going to use it there. I mean, I could also come in and maybe I will on certain pages and, you know, maybe pull. Well, I couldn't do it here because I would cover this. Well, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Okay, so this is another panel to document Thanksgiving. So now I have two panels. I just have to sew them, obviously. Right? So I have two very different panels. I don't know which one I'll use first. I have no idea. And it doesn't matter right now because this is prepping, right? I am prepping for my December journal. All right, so now, okay, so this cluster I want to use next. This is from Lolly, from Scrappy Lolly Paper Co. And I want to use this. And I also have had this little mushroom kind of hanging around, which isn't sewn, but anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is these fabrics, Lolly used them to make this cluster. So I think I'm going to focus with these fabrics, but I do want, sorry for reaching, I do want to pull in another square and kind of see where we can go from there. So that's pretty. So I'm gonna, I think, pull this out. I mean, do I have two of these? Most of these squares I have two of, but this one I think I only have one. But I mean, that would be pretty as well. So like if I look at the other panels, they're very neutral backgrounds. So I could go more neutral, but you know what? I really like this, so I'm gonna go with it. You guys, you hear me say it all the time. Well, I'm gonna use it because I want to. For no other good reason than I want to. Okay, so we have that. So now I have to decide. So on it, I'm going to want a piece for the background. Let me pull this back over. So I want a piece for the background, right? Because this is the square. Now I need a piece for the background and a piece for the pocket. I could even do a pocket, you know, in the other direction, but I'm thinking, you know, I'm just going to keep this simple. I'm keeping it simple. I think what I'm going to do is to use this. Well, I could do it either way. Either way I think will look pretty. I kind of like that, right? I like that. So let's go with that. Okay. Let's see if I can get a good piece of this where I'm not destroying these awesome little furry creatures here. So if I do this, okay, and if I have that as the pocket, I think that's a little bit too wide, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna have to iron this. Let me turn my iron on. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it has the edge to it over here, this fabric, and I'm gonna leave that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's got this. Okay. So we're going to have that there. Looks a little slanted, I'm going to admit. It looks a little slanted. That's all right. That's all right. We're going to ignore that, or at least for the moment. And then, so this piece is going to go up here. But I want to see the back square. So I hope you guys give maybe something like this a try, even if you're doing a paper journal or paper or whatever. You can do this, follow this same exact process with paper. So it's just all about the composition. Okay, so that looks better. All right, now, like, I'm loving the mushrooms. Love, love, love. Again, I think they're called toadstools, to be honest. But yeah, something, I think these squares that I have are not necessarily straight. I'm going to blame it. Did you see that? I'm going to blame the crookedness on the squares, not on me. Okay, so now I have this, which I would love to pull in, but gosh, I'm thinking, is it too big? It's almost like, if you think about it, I could have a pocket and a tuck spot. I could do that, but I definitely want this on here as well. See, now I'm thinking that's too much. I'm thinking that's too much. So I know I definitely want this on here. I just have to make sure I can tuck in. So I like it over here. I like it actually just like that. But because this fabric is the same as that fabric, let's see, is there something that we can put there that will make that stand out a little bit more? I'm just going to take out a few things here. Okay. So let's see. So I have this, which I could put a piece, but I only need it on the bottom here, right? So I could do that. Or I have like a little piece there. That looks pretty. That looks pretty. I have this. That's too thick. I thought I had a real little piece of lace. I thought I had like just a little piece. What did I do with it? It's gone. Gone. Well, I mean, I have this. This might work. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here, where this will be sewn onto the bottom. Come on. Oh, I can't even get a pin through this. That will be sewn onto the bottom. And then this will be sewn onto the top. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of stitching. And let's start with this right here. Now, because I need a color of thread that will go with this. Maybe that peachy color. I know I have that peachy color somewhere because I used it on my mother's table topper. There it is. Okay. What was I going to say? I was just going to say something. Now I don't remember. See how easily it comes and goes? Oh my goodness. All right. What was I going to say? I don't know. I do not know. So I do enjoy these quick little projects. That's why I call them slow stitch mini projects, because they're short and sweet. So I have like a whole bunch of them in my head that I want to do. So, all right, so now this, I'm just gonna do a straight stitch down here. Trying to keep that straight. And I think I'm gonna have to put a few stitches towards the middle of the cluster, because, so like that button, I wanna make sure that that button isn't going to flop down, because I'm not gonna be sewing, I'm just thinking, I'm not gonna be sewing the top of this cluster. That may cause a, well, we'll think about that. We're gonna look at that in a minute. Okay, let me make sure I have this straight. And, because I'm thinking I can probably put like a stitch on the side. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. All right. All right, so that's good. Now we're gonna come down here and continue on with the straight stitch. So again, I'm trying to keep this easy. So if any of you have ever made a December journal, can you agree with me that you can easily get burned out, right, from working on it to the point where like you're halfway through, or you're just a few pages in, and you just lose all the desire to continue. So the way that I keep that from happening is, well, first I prep, which we're doing right now. I like to prep pages, and because that makes a really big difference, like having things ready to use, like these clusters, like just perfect, absolutely perfect to use on this project. I'm gonna go underneath. Come on. I'm gonna go underneath here and stitch here. So, and then the other thing that I do, and I've done this for years, is I don't do every day. It's okay to miss a day or 2 or 10. It's okay, just do, you know, whatever days you feel like doing, and don't fret about it. Do not fret about it. And for me, I do like to get it completed. Like by the end of December, I'm done. I am done. I want it done. So keeping it simple, that allows me to have it done. So, yep. Okay. All right, so now I think I'm gonna put, let me put a couple stitches in here to hold this down to the fabric a little better, right? Because I don't want this flopping. This could easily just be flopping all over the place. So I have to keep that from happening. All right. And then I'm just going to come over here and go under here and put another stitch. I'm kind of like hiding these stitches the best I can. These here in the middle, I'm hiding them the best I can. But I have to make sure that they're grabbing this here. Okay, so that's good. Let me just come back this way, and I'm just gonna do, because this will help as well, I'm just grabbing the cluster, right? You're not going to be able to see this, but it's going to make it stronger. Okay, come on. Come on, there we go. All right. Okay, so now what I'm thinking to get this, look at that. And it's not flopping. Like right now, it's pretty good. Okay, so, but we need to, if we get this on here, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to stitch up here, probably just here on this side, onto the background fabric. So I just need to make sure that I have this pocket, which again is not even, but I need to have it in the right spot in order to do this. So I'm just going to come up here, and I'm actually going to continue this stitch, but I'm going through to the main fabric, to that square, which we know that square is going to be sewn onto the page that I showed you into the beginning. So this panel will be sewn, again, it's going to be sewn onto this. That's the page. All right. I'm going to put like 2 more stitches, and we're going to knot this off, and we're going to see how sturdy it is. Now I know I have to finish stitching the pocket on, and also the, well, I'll show you. Let's knot that. You know what? I'm going to put 2 knots in here. Okay, so now if I turn this over, I want to make sure that this is not going to be flopping down. And it, well, you know what? So this is, so that tells me, okay, this is good. This is good. I need to put, so this is flopping, right? So right now that is stationary. It's not going to go anywhere, but the rest of this is moving. So I'm going to go under this little guy right here, and let's put some stitches in here. So that it doesn't flop, hopefully. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and knot that off, and let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, so I'll be back, and we'll be working on some Christmas panels, you know, fabric, Christmas fabric panels. So we'll be doing that as well. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so now, can you see? All right, this is flopping because it's not sewn. But this right here, that is gonna stay. I mean, the fox moves a little bit, but I'm not gonna be sitting there shaking the page. So I think that that was successful. I will come in with this same thread and just do a straight stitch around here and here. So that leaves, it's going to leave a nice pocket. And I also have to come and stitch that around. And then this panel is done. So there's a lot of stitching to be going on here. So I even thought about that. And I'm chewing on a cough drop if you can hear crunching. Because since there's going to be, I don't know, I'm going to say there's going to be at least 20 pages. Because I made, well, you'll see tomorrow, but I'll have 20 pages to start. That's a lot of stitching. But if I do it over time, then that's not so bad. But if I want to have all my panels ready, meaning that they're all put together before December, then that's a lot of stitching. So I'll have to think about it. I was thinking, since I am going to be incorporating, paper into this, right? That, gosh, dare I say, I use like a little bit of adhesive in some places. I don't know. I'm thinking about it again because if it's too hard and too stressful, I won't continue with it. So I have to make it as easy as possible. So that is it for today's Slow Stitch mini project video. If I was too far away that whole time, just go like that on your device and it will zoom in. Just like that. Okay. I think that's it. I love it. Don't you love the clusters on here, on these? I just love them. So once I get these sewn, then that's it for Thanksgiving, because I know I won't need more than 3 pages. Yep. So I'm happy with these. Let me know if you have any questions. And thank you, Janie, Jovi, Jean, and Lolly for these beautiful clusters. Oh, I'm so happy to get to use them and include them in this project. So again, I'll see you tomorrow for, we're going to dive into the actual December journal. Yep. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.